Kendrick drops, J. Cole drops.
Hmm.
They're both fantastic projects, but who do you think has the better release in 2021?
So I actually never thought about this before. This is a really good question. Um, but if we're judging off their past, like, or their most recent projects, it would
Hmm.
have to be Kendrick, because Damn was a really great album for me. Even though it's like probably one of his weaker ones, like Kendrick's catalog is so great that an amazing project is one of his weakest
Facts.
for me. But it really depends on the route Kendrick and Cole decide to go, because like, you know how Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, they were more conceptually based rather than Damn, and it was like he had this like whole different like mindset with his other two albums, and then Damn was something different. Like it was more personal,
It was a
if
much more
that makes
personal
sense.
album. Yeah, it was a much more
Yeah.
personal album.
Um, and also I think it was similar with Cole and KOD. Like I feel like they sort of are like going
Hand in hand with
in
each other.
different directions, but Cole has always had this like introspective sound to him, and he's always made personal music.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like if I had to answer the question, I would say Kendrick, but that's really biased.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's a fair answer. I think that the obvious answer is Kendrick Lamar. For
yeah,
myself, it's kind of going to be a toss up just because they both have so much to prove. Like you said, KOD and Damn are both they're both seen as kind of the weaker projects in both of their discographies. So they both have something to prove. They're both hopping into a new decade, and they have to keep their fan bases happy. The reason why J. Cole can have a better album than Kendrick is the sole fact that it's going to be his last album, and the fact that if he brings those storytelling cuts like he did on For Your Eyes Only and packs in all of that emotional hip hop and just those jazz beats, he can form something that's beyond our capabilities of what J. Cole could do. He can drop his best project to date for all we know. As far as Kendrick goes, he's an innovator. He'll always bring like new subgenres into the mix, and he'll probably bring a crazy concept that we can never even imagine of how he could have thought of it. But look, Kendrick's the obvious answer, but I think that you shouldn't count J. Cole out just because we've seen him drop masterpieces before, and he can very well do it again.
That's facts. I mean, I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I'm a big stan. He is probably the reason why I'm so passionate about hip hop. And every album he's reinventing himself. And a lot of people have criticism about Damn, but it's actually, I think it's definitely a strong album of his. Just because, if we're looking at it as an album as a whole in the track list, I mean, there's only maybe one skip for me on there, and like, that's me being like as harsh as I possibly can. Not only that, but Kendrick's personal anecdotes are extremely vivid. They're painted in such beautiful pictures. There's a load of imagery in there. Not only that, but it won a Pulitzer Prize. It did fantastic at the Grammys on that night. And I'm not saying that all these accolades have something to do with it, but I mean, we all know what type of an album and project Damn is. I mean, people just compare it to GKMC and To Pimp a Butterfly and go get cold feet. Take Damn and put it in anyone else's discography, and it's probably their best album, in my opinion. Now, the reason why I think that it's going to be a toss-up, as you said, is because the way I'm hearing Cole right now, especially with the climb back, I mean, it's just like Cole's in his bag.
He's
Bro.
in his fucking
yeah, I don't know
bag,
because
man.
and this is the thing is that Cole is kind of like he's like wine. Older he gets, finer it is. And once you get into that track list, I mean, you're gonna get mogulism. You're gonna get all the personal anecdotes from the past 3 years of not releasing. You're probably gonna get some literature on his life and what he's endured and stuff that we haven't heard about before. Then he's probably going to answer a lot of the criticisms that came with KOD and people calling him not hungry and it was one of his weaker projects. I mean, there is so much on the table for Cole to attack, and I think that's why he's taking so long with it, is that this is literally going to be one of the grandest finales we've gotten in recent times. And I mean, if we're talking about that, then I mean, listen, it's a toss-up between both of them.